Bonsoir! I wish I knew more French. Hey, I am not with Lucky Pierre from France. I am with one Scott Meunch, who's a little incognito, man.
That's right, little Jamie Heineman from Mythbusters.
Who are the Mythbusters?
Amazing presentation by Jason Briggs here from J2 Innovation, along with his partner Scott Meunch. We saw these guys, if you follow Control Trends, you know we saw these guys that got up on stage in Chattanooga. These guys don't mess around. They're like tightrope walkers.
Jason Briggs, Scott Meunch.
You guys just did another amazing presentation. Tell us what you guys did and where the ideas came from.
Well, we certainly went bigger again this year, and we went with 3 screens, and we integrated a live audience for the first time.
I'm going to go through some of the things that tagging and data modeling might help us with in the real world. The first test is going to be, can we use data modeling to bring in devices and get their data and start to map that information in? We'll also look at how we can get equipment connected quickly and brought into a system. The third test, with your help, is how we can visualize that data now that we have it in there.
Most basic terms for our audience that you might not know, Haystack is a tagging convention, so it basically allows controllers and equipment and virtually anything to share information.
Plus the tagging equals the payoff. And in this case, the payoff was the device point data, including tags about those points, is now in HAIL.
Man, if Scott speaks French and I speak English and Kenny speaks German, well, unless somebody can translate those to make it sense, we're not going to probably have real meaningful conversation.
Certainly, without control, what good is a smart building? So we're going to hopefully test, can we use data modeling and tagging to do control? Also, now that we have that great information, can we apply analytics to it to find what really matters?
Using the Haystack protocol, they took a bunch of different control systems that hadn't been pre-programmed or anything from KMC to Onicon to Siemens. They brought them all together in live.
With APIs and other things, we can integrate third-party applications and ultimately bring this up to the enterprise and provide services. So we've got a full set of tests here. With the cooperation of the Haystack community, I think we could pull this off.
If you look at our demo, it was all about the community, and that was products that are released today.
Show you is a new product that the community created, and it's called Stack Hub, and it's a software application in the cloud. It's similar to like the iStore or something that you might have, right? And what it is, it's a package management for the Internet of Things and Haystack community. So the server itself is actually Haystack, and it's online. And this is different products like FinStack or SkySpark or Niagara are going to be able to hit this server and get packages down from them for templates that are Haystack or rules or graphics or anything that you might want to do. And again, it's community driven. So you, either as a system integrator, a manufacturer, an OEM, can actually take your packages and put it right into the cloud Stack Hub.
Community and the energy that's flowing and the products that are coming into the market are all combining at a magical rate.
We're running FinStack right here in the cloud up here. And what I did just now is I actually connected to Stack Hub. And here are some of the modules or packages that we downloaded. Obviously, they all have version control in them, so that you, for example, whoever created this one, it's called Cool Rules extension, great name, and Super Cool Rules. And so some of those are Spark rules that we'll show a little bit later as well. And so it's versioned so that when you update it, everybody who has this installed on a device can just simply click a button and update it. A device does not have to be Haystack to implement it. So what he did is he has a description and location field in the BACnet controller.
So it's so much fun when you do the technology, you do the human side, and there's a good message too.
To go to the contemporary controls device, which you can see over here. So you guys can see, we're going to go back and forth from this diagram. The contemporary controls device is a Haystack device, right? It's outputting Haystack, but it could also output BACnet IP or OBIX. And what it's doing is connecting to our friends at Siemens, who gave us an air handler controller right over here. It's a custom air handler, thank you Siemens. And It's talking to the air handler controller right over here via BACnet IP, and the VAVs are talking over BACnet MSTP. And then thanks to our friends at Onicon, there you have a flow meter. I don't know if you guys saw them in the booth, but all that stuff is right over there in the booth. And so there's a flow meter it's talking to over Modbus RTU.
Major manufacturers there this time. They not only contributed, but they get it. So you got Siemens, you've got Wattstopper, you've got Onicon.
KMC.
Yeah, I mean, and they're using their technology. So they're actually, you're creating that synergy that is going to cause this to go in exponential form.
That's right.
The elect meter, and I'm just going to drag the elect meter over to the utility. So now if I go into here, by doing that one drag and drop, I have a elect meter and I have a hot water flow meter.
These guys brought them online. You know, this stuff was not hooked up before. It was literally Eric Kruger walked up, he commissioned a KMC controller, boom, you guys found it. So think about the magnitude of that.
Use the Haystack protocol yet. What we did is we took a device and we had tags in BACnet, and so now that device is a Haystack device. Now if you look on the diagram up here, we're going to take that device, the Contemporary Controls device, and we're going to drag it to FinStack or SkySpark or another Haystack server, and it's going to automatically build the database.
That was the value is tangible now. It's not hypothetical.
Okay, so one drag and drop, and the whole database now goes from the controller to the server.
What does that mean for building automation controls as we know it?
Well, just, you know, like, I don't know, 20 years ago, or when protocols started to become standard, right, it made things a lot easier for people to deal with. But when you don't know what something is out there, you can't do the things that we showed up there. And so whether it's Haystack or whether BACnet does it, you know, the Haystack tagging is a very important process to help system integrators, OEMs, manufacturers do jobs easier, cheaper, so that customers can get a quicker ROI. And so that's really what's going on up there is, you know, Contemporary Controls has a device. It's Haystack now. It's talking BACnet MSTP, BACnet IP, Modbus RTU, InOcean, and it spits it all out, all out as Haystack, and it's all tagged. So it allows you to do jobs faster and easier than ever.
So test 3 is what should we do for control?
So let's start out with a sequence of operation. And oh man, we forgot to actually program these before we copy them. So what are we going to do? Normally we'd have to copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. What are you going to do?
So what we're going to do is we have no idea how many there are. We don't know if there's one VAV or 200 VAVs, right? And so we're going to write a program in a black box that's bound to tags, right? So no linking at all. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and write it that says the current zone set point shall be captured before the demand response event. We want to make sure we capture the set point right before so we can put it back at the end. Then what we're going to do is during the event the zone set point shall be increased by 5 degrees, and then we're going to affect the duration, and then lastly put the set point back out. So
this is the future. This is required. The money that is being wasted, the time is being wasted that could be spent on better things would be solved if they embrace and start using Project Haystack.
All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of equipment over there, 5, 6 pieces of equipment. Looking good.
And they have the things that Scott put on their point tags, right, Scott? So what should happen now is, without doing anything at all, right, you should be able to get those point tags. Now, to show you how it worked is, remember in StackHub, we had downloaded those devices, KMC templates and Onicon templates. So all this stuff is pre-tagged, but it doesn't exist in the controller. So what that does is now the software can look at StackHub, and now hopefully, if this works, I'm a little nervous about this part. If I go to the graphics over here, and I walk up, let's just see, who do we want? Mitch, what do you got? Are you cooling only, Mitch?
He is.
Okay. And so let's just go into a VAV box, and let's look at the point tags. So these worked. Wow, okay. Actually, I clicked on Pete, but sorry about that, Mitch, you weren't good enough. The point tags now, because he has those point tags on there, on your right side, you can see, for example, a modulating damper, right? Well, Haystack says that you name a damper, and it's modulating because it's a number, so you can see the history and different things as well.
But you know, I think the Mythbusters, this is really pointing a finger at people. If you don't get on board with this, then there's a reason why you're not doing it, and the value is just literally a tangible asset that's waiting, and it's like a latent asset waiting for people to realize.
All right, very nice. So in summary, let's take a look at this myth, and with the help of our testers here, we looked at tags for bringing in devices. Thanks to near NFC and other templates, we brought in the devices and got their points. We also brought in relationships. And so we got our equipment, we got the tags that told the story about them that were going to be used later on in other things, but we also got the relationships of who's subordinate to who.
We did tags for visualization, so we got graphics that just worked, whether they be custom or they packaged up from StackHub or from the vendor as off of their website. We did control, we did analytics, and we did tags for applications. So I would say bringing this all together to the enterprise and adding on those services as our last test, this myth is confirmed.
You know, 2 years ago, our presentation was more of showing what we have done. This year, it's what everybody else has done, and so that's what I'm excited about. So make sure, keep looking at the Haystack community, keep building open source software, and let's see where we could be in a couple years from now.